Hi Capricorns, and welcome to your January 2021 General Tarot Forecast. Yes, it is officially 2021 now, and we are moving into a very new, enthusiastic, and exciting time. So, happy birthday to those of you who are aging up this month. I hope that you are having a really nice experience of your season. It's Capricorn season, and this Capricorn season is maybe different than any Capricorn season we've experienced. We now have Jupiter and Saturn having moved out of your sign and conjuncting at 0 degrees Aquarius. So as that happens, there's a very strong evolution taking place for Capricorn, where you start to think a lot differently and you start to really take a very different conceptual approach to your goals, your dreams, your desires. And I think that you actually start to see that things are maybe easier than you think, or that there's actually a lot more simple goals that are attainable, which will get you to where you want to be quicker. This month of January looks like a sudden realization for you. I love what I'm seeing in your tarot spread coming up. You've got the World, you've got the High Priestess, you've got Nine of Cups, Two of Wands, Knight of Wands. There's a lot of luck and energy coming in this month. And also, like I'm saying, just a very new way of seeing your environment and a new way of interacting with your environment. Things really should feel much simpler now. If things are still feeling really complicated, really heavy, really confusing, it could kind of overlap into about mid-January. But it's important to now accept what has been overwhelming as something that is not needed, okay? So anything that has been taking way too much time and energy now needs a plan to change or finish up with or consolidate in some way. It seems really important that Capricorn move on with the things that have been really difficult. Okay, you've got Six of Swords coming up, so there is a bit of a tough transition point here this month, like we can anticipate. You know, you've become really accustomed to having Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your sign, basically accustomed to having a lot of really hard, heavy, very strengthening experiences, yes, but also just really challenging. So things are less challenging, and you've got to kind of click that over and allow yourself to have an easier time with things as well. Do watch out for taking on the burdens of other people. You've got Nine of Wands coming up too. Six of Swords and Nine of Wands is like having too much on your plate because of the needs of other people. So try to detach from that as much as you can and see the total complex ending of the previous phase. You have the World coming up and Nine of Cups, so there is also a very strong benevolence relating to how you've crossed the finish line, how you've like finished this chapter that you're in. And it has resulted in a type of popularity, but also a newfound wisdom with your own processes. So the way that you're going about things, the way that you're finishing, the way that you're starting new projects, all of these things are probably one of your best abilities right now. So try to really use that here. It seems like a really good month to pay down debts, a really good month to get like your business structure really clear, a really good month for a new job or a new type of employment or a new type of connecting point with the material, all right, like brand new, that's really positive, or any new types of study, so new degree plans, new tutorials, new learning is also really positive for Capricorn. You need something in your life that you don't have context with actually to really click what you're coming from. So anyway, Capricorns, let's talk about the week to week really quickly. So in the first week, you have the World rooted down by the High Priestess. So huge spiritual revelation coming in for you. As you finish this cycle, as you come through this season and come out of this last chapter of your life, you are connected to the world in a different way. You're connected to your own path and your own emotional experience in a totally different way. And this can be kind of worrisome or freaky, or it can be beautiful. It's totally up to you to decide how you want this transition to be, how you want to experience it. I will say something is done, something is concluded. Some huge area of focus that you had over maybe the last 4 or 5 years even is now complete, all right? So with that in mind, do watch out for beating your head up against a wall figuratively. Watch out for trying to keep on doing something that just is so not you anymore. And that will present itself very clearly with a sort of, what do I want to say, like a feeling of burnout and a feeling of huge trial and huge tribulation in the doing of whatever that is for you. So just pay close attention to what is really hard, and not just what seems challenging, but what is unnecessarily difficult and not really giving you a return. You're really learning from that. The High Priestess rooting this down is showing that you're learning a larger lesson about energy investment, okay? And that this month that is going to really crown itself. So it's going to conclude. And with this knowledge, it's kind of like sky's the limit. You know, you have a lot of other areas that you could invest energy, but will you keep investing it in that one frustrating area? That's really the challenge. Can you start to distribute your energy across more various eccentric territories? That's what Jupiter and Saturn and Aquarius are all about. So week number 2, you've got the 2 of Swords reversed, rooted down by 6 of Swords. Boundaries, changing of boundaries, changing of walls, changing of commitments, who you're providing for. Capricorn is like the sign of the provider. And over these last few years, you might have had to provide a lot less or provide a lot more. It's kind of extreme one way or another. So moving into this year, I would also anticipate a change in that. So who you're providing for, what also you're budgeting for in life, and how your boundaries affect that. You know, are you letting too many people in? Are you totally walled off to people and being almost completely solitary? It does feel there needs to be a more middle ground relating to boundaries for Capricorn. And as you go through that and make those boundaries more adaptable and alchemic with Aquarius, Aquarius is one of the best signs for boundaries because they're not overdone, but they're also not non-existent. So it's like a very adaptable, flexible, intelligent form of boundaries, and you're challenged to gain a more intelligent boundary or a more fair boundary, all right? And that's in the second week. Third week, you have this 2 of Wands rooted down by 9 of Wands. So these new horizons that you're envisioning are incredible. Do watch out for signing yourself up for too much. We were talking just a second ago about that eccentric investment of energy. Everyone feels this to a degree. And as you're feeling that and as you're walking with those opportunities and options, I think that you need to exercise discernment and you need to exercise caution in what has and hasn't worked before. So what I'm trying to say is using your sort of previous table of contents concerning what you've done in your life and looking back to those chapters and seeing which ones went well and which ones didn't go well. That's now a guide for you to now eccentrically invest energy. So you're not meant to just, sort of vomit out energy in every single direction, as a lot of people will do that this month, all right, and really sign themselves up for a lot of things that they can't handle. You're the sign ruled by Saturn, and you are about pulling back a little bit, really making sure that every single output is well polished and well defined. Nonetheless, you are still challenged, like everyone else, to make this a little bit more diverse, to make this energy investment a little bit more eccentric, all right? And as you come into that challenge, you are seeming to maybe be one of the most challenged signs, but with that challenge also comes resilience and incredible endurance in the future. You are one of the signs that is most challenged when it comes to, will I invest here or there or everywhere or where, and that third week is going to really either see you in 2 of Wands or 9 of Wands. That's kind of both of those cards together are great illustrations of the result of energy investment. You can either be in 2 of Wands in that really beautiful contemplative state with the world in your hands, able to, make changes, alterations, pull back, push in, all of that stuff. Or you can be in 9 of Wands where you really don't own your energy. It's kind of like owning you, you know. Also with like entrepreneurial endeavors or business endeavors, you want to own the business. You don't want the business to own you. And that kind of feels like what Capricorn is coming through right now karmically, is owning what they do in life and not having what they do in life own them. All right. That, I mean, in a nutshell, that's really your karmic lesson this month, or generally for Capricorn. Okay, in the fourth week, you've got Nine of Cups rooted down by Knight of Wands. Beautiful way to end the month. It takes about 3 weeks of reckoning where you've been and what you've come out with and how you're moving forward with that. But by the fourth week, I would wager that you are really feeling much more lucky, much more capable, and much more adventurous. So there's something about exploration in the fourth week. There's something about adventure. There's something about good luck and new doors opening with Nine of Cups. And what is the password for that? What is the map? What is the direction? Where is X on the map to sort of mark the treasure area? You're challenged in the beginning of this month to route your way to this really incredible place. And as you do that successfully, there is definitely a reward. So it is a rewarding month for you. And aside from all of this, it's just so much less heavy. Even if things are still struggling with like money or material or purpose, as could be possible for Capricorn, you know, you're getting your sea legs right now. You've been one of the most challenged signs over the last 5 years. And as you're getting your sea legs in this sort of new wave Aquarian energy, don't demand perfection from yourself. Really watch out for OCD perfectionist mindsets and not being satisfied with results, because it's almost like you just got to be like, well, this is humanity, this is life, this is where I am. And just by kind of letting go of it like that, you kind of detach from this never-ending story of obstacles. All right. So it really is about facing less obstacles by the end of the month and getting a more easy breathing, sort of going from a like dense cave to a very expansive outdoor location. It's like your sensory feelings have to adjust. I kept using that analogy over the last few months of like, okay, we see that light coming, we're in the dark cave, it hurts our eyes. Well, now we're stepping out of the cave, all right? And now we have to see like, okay, this is a totally different terrain, this is a totally different setting, and we have to adjust to that. So don't freak out if you're like a little bit like, oh my gosh, what do I do? It takes time to adjust, but you will get there, and you have such an easier time of breathing in this environment compared to the last one. So on that note, Capricorn, welcome to January. I hope you enjoy the month. Happy birthday again to those of you aging up. I'm going to put together an extended reading on Patreon, where we will look at a central theme and 2 supporting themes, and you can click the center of your screen right now to check that out. As always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day, and I will see you next month. Much love, Capricorns. Bye.